This is Dabu7. We have word that earthquakes have steadily been shifting and moving this area of Washington and Vancouver Island here to the west. And when doing this, they're saying that this is adding stress to the locked section of the fault, which slightly increases the risk of earthquakes. And they're saying right now they're looking at a repetitive pattern where in the same location every year, this locked zone is seeing an uptick in a swarm of earthquakes, and everything is shifting westward. They're seeing the seismic activity, though, more in this region versus the coastline. So Victoria and all around through there, you can see that's where it's been getting hit the hardest. Now, the Pacific Northwest last saw a big earthquake about 300 years ago. Scientists widely expect that this region will get hit at some point because it gets hit every 500 years at least. So, within a 200-year range, and of course, we've talked about the Cascadia, the Juan de Fuca, San Andreas, and the faults that are overdue, the New Madrid, it as well. But this one, unlike the other places, like Southern California that's constantly swarming, this area is not swarming as bad as Southern California, but yet it is shifting to the west substantially. So it's leading them to think that at some point there's going to be a big quake in this region, and this is going to be the heart of it. And they say the recent wave of activity here began in May to where it was starting to taper off here recently. But they say in the process known as episodic tremor and slip, it is thought that the stress increases in these locked areas where faults are locked, where tectonic plates cannot move past one another. They're saying the earthquakes occur when the pressure on the locked zone reaches a breaking point and the plates snap past one another. And they believe that an episode of tremors could someday trigger a so-called megaquake on the offshore fault of the Cascadia subduction zone. So it's not just here, but it's right offshore on the Cascadia as well, as they fear that that will generate a massive tsunami in that event. But this newest information showing, as they're stating here, that these tiny tremors over the past few months have moved parts of Washington and Vancouver Island westward. So we'll see how far this goes. That is the latest. I'll keep track of any other seismic activity, and I'll update if we see any other big events. This has been Dabu7. Much love.